Now, news to build a better Bay Area from ABC7.
With the Iowa caucuses coming up in 4 days, Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang is getting a couple of boosts.
Yeah, he has qualified for next week's presidential debate hosted by ABC News, and he is the top Democrat in the Iowa Youth Straw Poll.
Yeah, the Political Outsiders campaign has been surprisingly successful and resilient.
Yeah, ABC7 News anchor Kristen Z recently went behind the scenes with Andrew Yang and his supporters in the newest episode of Chasing California, which is an ABC7 original series. Kristen.
Yeah, you guys remember when Andrew Yang came here last March, right?
Sure.
It was one of his earliest TV interviews, and to tell you the truth, not many people, not even us, really took him all that seriously in his campaign.
Who knew,
right? But what we didn't foresee was that he'd foster a group of super passionate and tech-savvy supporters. They're called the Yang Gang, and they are really becoming the driving force in his candidacy.
You're yanging someone, it's actually like a verb, and then if you got yanged, it means we got somebody into yang. It's also like yanging and hanging, which is what we're doing right now.
This is the first place that really embraced this campaign at the highest possible level.
California, how important is it to you in this campaign? Is California just a stop for fundraising, or are you looking for votes here?
California has a unique opportunity where you all can vote as early as any other state, and you can choose who the next president will be. So it's going to be an enormous priority for us.
When I saw you over there, it was like rock star status. People were so excited to see you. They're passionate about you.
So it's a thrill, and certainly I'm excited to be growing when other candidates, as you say, have been dropping out.
An ABC News poll shows that he is now running at 7% in 5th place. That is right behind Bloomberg and just ahead of Buttigieg. Now, despite the surge, he still lags behind in name recognition. But it's the job of the Yang Gang to try to change that.
I'll do that variation too.
So you're kind of a hashtag king at this point. Tell me what it is that you do.
Yeah, so for me, my main goal is to focus more on the positivity. I have my own Twitter called Yang Gang Hangs Together. So there's like hashtag Yang Gang Hangs Together, hashtag Yang Gang Caucuses Together.
Automation is something that is undeniably taking not only jobs, but the livelihoods of many people. And so discussing these issues early and often is really important. And he's doing it. No one else is doing it.
All right, joining me now is ABC7 News contributor and San Francisco Chronicle insider, Phil Matier. All right, so Phil, we saw in that piece, right? He was super casual, relaxed.
Right.
And really, he was like that a year ago when he came here and we interviewed him. And then again this month, kind of almost a hipster attitude. Does that help him?
Oh, it definitely does. Look, Yang is not just a candidate, he's a brand. Let's take a look at pictures of him. He's a young man, he's full of energy. You see him around, he's always walking around in a blue suit. He's got an open white collar right there. That's his signature look. He's made it out of the gate really quickly with his signature platform, which was give everybody $1,000 in his freedom dividend, that you would be free to do whatever you wanted to, keep it or give it to a charity. It instantly got attention. It instantly shot through the internet. And above all, he's casual, all right? You know, he's not Bernie pointing at you. He's not Elizabeth saying, we're going to get it done. He kind of says, hey, let's all sit and talk about it, and maybe have a few jokes as well, because he's a lighthearted guy, and people are looking for a little bit of sunshine in this cloudy day.
Yeah, okay, so we can all see how the young and the techies would embrace that, right? But what is it about his message that seems to also resonate with some Trump voters? And that part surprises some people.
He brings a libertarian perspective. He's a Democrat, but he's for nuclear energy. He's a Democrat, but he says maybe we don't need to be so politically correct. If you've listened to a Yang appearance, he's not, okay? It borders on comedy. There's a lot of F-bombs thrown around, so he is not your typical Democratic candidate. So he attracts Trump people who are comfortable with that idea of his more libertarian, open, less doctrine-type atmosphere.
All right, you saw in our piece how prolific the Yang Gang is, right?
Yeah.
So just today, they pushed the hashtag Yang will win to #1. Yesterday, they pushed
Oprah meet Yang to number 3.
Another icon,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Okay, another brand.
Is this tweeting machine in terms of keeping him, visible and out there?
Well, he doesn't have the money for the television ads that we're seeing from Bernie Sanders, from Michael Bloomberg, from Tom Steyer, and we're going to probably be seeing from Biden and everybody else. He doesn't have that, so he goes with the internet. He doesn't necessarily even have the money for that, but his volunteers can sit and they can push that out. And it's interesting to note, Kristen, if he does well in Iowa, Iowa is the land of upsets. It's not necessarily the land of the nomination, but it's the land where if you do better than expectations, you're a winner. If you do less than expected, you're not. He has young people that can stay up all night pushing the cause. And that, along with Bernie's troops, are two of the biggest forces at work right now.
All right. Of course, when he was here, he told us he plans to continue on through Super Tuesday, go all the way. Of course, many of them say that. Realistically, you mentioned Iowa, but in addition to that, New Hampshire, some of the other early states, how well does he actually have to do? Does he have to win? Does he have to place in the top 3? Does he have to just get one delegate? What does he have to do? He
has to place high in medium in Iowa or medium in New Hampshire. In those early states, he has to stay, but he has to maintain that momentum. Remember, there was a guy by the name of Howard Dean that was the big winner in Iowa. There are other people that have done that, and they flash. But presidential elections are about more than just who wins. They set the tone and the course for years to come. We saw that with Trump. Whether he won or lost, he changed the entire political dialogue. And Andrew Yang is making a pitch for that as well, on the other side, on the softer side, saying, hey, we don't necessarily have to have a plan. What we need to do is have some common sense and some ideas.
All right. Phil, thank you so much. And I really think some of the things we just talked about, viewers will really be able to get a true grasp on it if they watch the entire story, which is actually
Chasing
longer.
California.
Yep. And we also have reports on Bloomberg and Sanders, so it's a great series. We invite you to check it out on the website. And, of course, Dan, you're going to be able to tell our folks.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kristen and Phil. It's a terrific series. Please check it out. You can catch it on our political series, Chasing California, online. It's on the ABC 7 News app, YouTube, Amazon Fire. Our first 2 episodes are about, as Kristen said, Bernie Sanders and Michael Bloomberg. And, of course, today you can now see the episode with Andrew Yang. We'll be back.